Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary and in this week's reading vlog we are doing week 3 of Becca's Spookoplathon. We are continuing our read of One of Us is Back. We actually have read some of this in between the two reading vlogs, so I probably will have that clip in here, but it's not going to be part of the challenge that I'm doing this week, which is I am going to be doing a I was going to do screen time for reading time swap, but my screen time is massive, so I have decided to just do 4 hours a day. And I don't think I'm going to count what I already read earlier, even though it was an hour and 20 minutes worth of reading, which I do have on my showing on my Forest app. I don't know if you can see that. Yep, an hour and 20 minutes. So technically I have read for over an hour and 20 minutes today, but I don't know if I can count that since it was technically for another video that I scrapped. But I mean, I could technically take it down to 2 hours and 40 minutes left for today and just be like, you know, that's where I start out from, since I did technically read that hour and 20 minutes, and it was during today. So I am going to debate on that, but I think we might just go with the 4 hours that I wanted to do. But I mean, I already technically did read today. You know what, we're just going to do 2 hours and 40 minutes of what we would have left if we had actually started this challenge earlier today instead of the other one that we were doing, because we technically did read for an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm going to reset the timer since it would have been at 4 hours, and I'm going to reset it to 2 hours and 40 minutes left, because that's how much we actually have left to read. So that's how much we have left to read for today. So this is like an intro and a first update, since we've already read for over an hour. But we are going to get back to this and we'll see how much more of this we can get read today. I'm hoping I can finish it, because these are like really fast and quick reads. So hopefully I can finish this today. Okay, so I just finished One of Us is Back, and I'm going to give it 4 stars. It was my least favorite of the trilogy. It was a very weird, like, ending. It just, like, seemed even more contrived than the other two. So, not completely a fan of this, which makes me glad that I got it from the library instead of purchasing it like I was originally going to do. So that is done. So technically, we still have 26 minutes and 37 seconds left on the clock for the 4 hours, but I am going to go get some sleep for a little bit because I have been up for a long time because I finished last week's vlog and then went straight into what was supposed to be the start of this week's vlog, but then it didn't work out quite the way I wanted it to, so I ended up switching it around, which means that I just, like, and since I've literally read for like 3.5 hours, like, altogether, like 2 hours and 40 minutes just almost in this whatchamacallit, except for 20 technically, or 25. So we are going to, luckily this book, you know, I don't even know what else to say about that, but that's done. I have to do another roll when I wake up because I have, like I said, about 30 minutes left to read today, and then today's 4 hours will be done. But I am going to go take a nap, and I will get back to you all in a little while. Okay, so it is time for our next roll. So let's see where we end up. Alright, so roll 5. I think that, I don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I thought I was on the. I was completely thinking about a different prompt for that. Okay, so Michael Myers. I believe that is a sequel. Let me make sure, though, before I choose something for that. Because I think I know what I would read for that. Yes, he keeps coming back. Read a sequel. Okay. I know what book we're going to be reading for that. So I will get back to you with the book. Okay, so as soon as I landed on sequel or Michael Myers prompt, I knew that this was the only one that I have because I literally just finished that the One of Us is Lying trilogy, so there is no more sequels in that one. Um, but the only other series that we are currently in the middle of that I could read that technically counts as sequels, even though they're all like standalones in a companion series, but it still counts, is Grumpy in the Mountains. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, that is what we're going to be reading for this prompt. Not entirely what I wanted to read for, like, you know, spooky season, but I literally haven't read any other, like, mystery thriller series yet to, like, go on to the next book, and I don't want to put 2 books on for this prompt to, like, read the first in the series and then the sequel, so this is what we're going to be going with right now. So that's our next book. Okay, so we finished our 4 hours for today, and we ended up reading 200 and, well, hold on, I gotta look it up. I think it was like 270 some pages of One of Us is Back. Let me see. Yeah, 272 pages of One of Us is Back, and then we got to chapter 5 of Grumpy in the Mountains, which is this page 35 according to my Kindle. So we did a pretty good job for the 4 hours of reading today. We finished an entire book and we started another. So now we just need to start on day 2 and do 4 hours. So I'm going to set the timer. And we're going to get started on day 2 and just continue reading. Okay, so we finished Grumpy in the Mountains, and we ended up reading so far today of our 4 hours. We have read, once I can get it back up, we have read for about 35 minutes, a little bit over, because we're at 3 hours and 23 minutes left for the day. So we're about to get ready to do our next roll. I did give Grumpy in the Mountains 4 stars. I mean, it's just a cute little contemporary romance set in the mountains. So we are going to get to our next roll and see what we get for, I don't even know what roll this is at this point. So let's get into that now. Okay, so it's time for our next roll. We were, since we just finished our last book, we were at the Michael Myers space. So let's go ahead and see where we get from there. 9. Okay, so we were here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A book under 300 pages. Alright, I'm going to have to look for that, and I will get back to y'all in a minute with what I choose for that. Okay, so we got a book under 300 pages, and I've scoured all of the books that I got out from the library, which are pretty much behind me. I don't know if you can see them all, and none of them are under 300, and I don't own any under 300 pages. So we're just going to go with the next in the Green Mountain Boys series, which is Yearning in the Mountains. It's like 80 something pages. It's literally the only thing I have that's under 300. So we're just going to read that, and then we will go from there with what we're going to do after that. So let's get into reading this book. Okay, so we finished Yearning in the Mountains, and it came. We give it another 4 stars because they're just like little contemporary romances that have a lot of steam in them. So it's nothing great, but they are good, so I like them. And we have 2 hours and 20 minutes left of the 4 hours today. So I'm about to do another roll and see what we end up getting to read next, and then we will start reading that. So let's get into our next roll. Okay, so since we finished our last book, we're going to go ahead and we're going to roll again to see what we get this time. Okay, so we got 9. So we were on small books, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is a mood read. That doesn't really help me because I have no idea what I'm in the mood to read. Okay, so we landed on mood read, which I am going to be reading the Babysitter's Club number 13, which is Goodbye Stacy Goodbye, because I've been reading this series since like last year, and I just, it's a little contemporary series from my childhood, so I'm just rereading it for the nostalgia factor. So that is what I decided to do for Mood Read. I don't think that's the only book I'm going to read right now because I still have 2 hours and 20 minutes left, and this is only like 100 and something pages. 114 according to my Kindle. So I'm probably going to end up having to roll again once I get through this, but this is what we're going to be reading, so let's get into the reading. Okay, so I finished Goodbye Stacy Goodbye, and I have about an hour and 5 minutes left. So I'm going to do another roll and see what we get, and then start reading that one since we still have over an hour left. So let's get into that roll right now. Okay, so we just finished our last read, so we're going to have to roll again. So we had Mood Read, so let's roll and see where we go from there. 10. Alright, so whoops, wrong screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so we're going to have to do a chance spin. So I will get back to y'all on what I end up spinning on my chance spinner wheel. Okay, so I landed on chance, and when I did the spinner wheel, it kind of was weird because it looked like it was right on the line, but it did say that it was this book. So we're going to be reading Along Came a Spider by James Patterson. It is the first book in his Alex Cross series, which is like, I think about 30 books long at this point. So we are going to be reading book 1. So we're going to get straight into that. I have about an hour left of reading to do today, so hopefully we'll get a good chunk of this. I believe this one is like over 400 pages. Yeah, it's 435. So we might get a good chunk of this read because the chapters are all really short. I do remember his chapters are always very short and fast-paced. So hopefully we'll get a good chunk of this read in our last 4 hours of the day. I mean, our last hour of the day. And then we can, take a break from reading until tomorrow. But let's get into the reading. Okay, so I just finished my 4 hours for today. I ended up getting to page 54 of Along Came a Spider, so we will be continuing this during tomorrow's video. I am probably going to, I also read about 317 pages today, which is not bad for 4 hours of reading. I mean, it could have been better, but I think it was just slow going, and I'm starting to get tired, so that's probably why I didn't read as much of this as I thought I was going to. So I am going to take a break, and I will see y'all tomorrow with tomorrow's 4 hours. Okay, so I ended up staying up pretty much all night. It is almost 4 o'clock in the morning, and I just finished Along Came a Spider by James Patterson. It came out as a 4.5, but it was a really high 4.5, so I'm going to give it 5 stars on Goodreads. But this is like definitely one of my favorite series of his, which, this was a reread, so it's not like it's, didn't take me as long as it normally would. But we're going to have to do another roll now, so let's get into that. Okay, so it's that time of the video to do another roll, because we just finished our chance book, so let's go ahead and roll again. 7. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, pumpkin spice. All right, I'm going to get back to y'all on what I'm going to read for that. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I will figure it out. Okay, so I landed on the pumpkin spice prompt. I don't know what happened to my voice just there. And I have been waiting for this book to come out since, I believe, it might have been May or June, because I was at work when I was reading the last book that came out before this one. And it had originally said October 3rd, but then it got moved to October 10th. And I still hadn't gotten a chance to read it yet, because I kind of forgot about it until I was like looking through my Kindle and noticed this book just sitting there. So this is going to be my pumpkin spice prompt, because it's both a spicy book and it is an anticipated release, because I've been waiting for it for a while. And it is called, this is going to be so embarrassing to put this on the video, but it's fine. It's called Thick Beef by Layla Faye. It is a monster romance series that I've been reading since I think like March or April. And so we're going to be reading that for this prompt. Okay, so I finished Thick Beef, and I'm going to give it 4 stars because it was, I found it funny and I was entertained. So that's, to me, that's worth a 4 star. So I'm probably going to go to bed for a little while, and then I'm going to do my next roll in the morning. So I will see you all later with my next roll. Okay, I just noticed that when I did the other clip earlier before I went to sleep, I forgot to say how long I had been reading for today so far, a little over an hour. So we have about 3 hours left for the day. It is now 11 a.m., so we should hopefully get that done pretty quickly, but we shall see. But I gotta do another roll because we don't have another book right now, so let's go get into the roll. Okay, so it's time for our next roll. Let's see where we go. We were at pumpkin spice, so let's roll and see where we get to. 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. do that either. God dang it. Okay, so I got Chance and I took a little bit of a nap, so that's why the clips are so far apart. But I ended up doing the spin, which you should have just seen in the last clip, and it got Urgent Care by Jessa Dean, which is a romance novel again, but that's like what I had on my Chance cards from my own personal Bookopoly game that I play sometimes. So I just left it alone, and we're just going to leave it as what it is, and we're just going to read this, and we're going to go from there. So let's get into reading. Okay, so we finished today's reading, and we also finished our last book, which was Urgent Care by Jessa Dean, and it came out to be a 4-star, so still, cute romance, it was worth it. So I'm going to stop for the day since I finished all my reading and I finished a book, and tomorrow we will start off with our next roll, so I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay, so I'm popping in for a quick update. It is actually now Thursday. The last time I filmed anything for this video was Tuesday night when I stopped for the night and was going to restart up on Wednesday. I ended up not doing anything yesterday. I ended up just sleeping all day. So I'm going to try to do 8 hours today if I can. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm going to try to do 8 hours today to try to catch up a little bit. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do any more rolls this week because I need to get some library books read, and I have not been able to really pick my library books for Spookoplathon, so we might just end up reading whatever. But I might do one more roll and see what we get, and then if it's still not the pile of library books that I have over there or whatever, then I am going to have to just start move reading more than anything else. So I was just getting on here to say that it is not Wednesday. So this is the start of day 4 of the week, and I didn't read anything yesterday, so we're going to see how much we can read today. I'm not even going to really use a timer today. I'm just going to stopwatch how much I read today, and hopefully I get to 8 hours, but we shall see if that actually happens. But that was just a really quick update, so I'm going to roll again and see what we get. Okay, so it's time for our next roll. We were on this chance space when we rolled earlier. Well, when we rolled on Tuesday, that was the last time we read anything. So let's go ahead and roll again. 7. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A book under 300 pages. All right, I'm going to take a look, and then I'm going to get back to y'all with what I'm going to be reading. Okay, so I landed on book under 300 pages. So for that, I'm going to be reading the next in the hospital series, which, hold on a second, I'm trying to get the freaking cover up. Come on, Goofy Kindle. Which is Code Blue. I hope you can see that. So that is what I'm going to be reading for this, because it was the only other thing I had. I looked through all of my, like, mystery thrillers and horrors that I have, and none of them are under 300 pages. I think the closest I had was one that was 304 pages. So, but it's wasn't close enough because I wanted to be under 300. So we're gonna just go with this. So that is what we're gonna be reading next. So I'm gonna get started with that now. Um, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I finished Code Blue and I gave it 4 stars, and we've been reading for about an hour and 36 minutes. Well, we've been reading for an hour and 36 minutes. So we've still got about 6.5 hours left for the day. So I'm going to do another roll, and I'm going to see what we're going to be reading next. And we're going to do that right now. Okay, so it's time for our next roll since we just finished our book for small book. So let's roll again. 9. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, a mood read. All right, that is actually fine because I can just read another book that I want to read. So we're going to go ahead and I will get back to you on what that's going to be. Okay, so I landed on mood read. So I am just going to I'm going to actually listen to the audiobook for this, but it's for the Kindle challenge that like is on Kindle right now, where you needed to read, I think it was just like a mystery thriller horror book that was on this certain list. So the one that I chose was The Pram by Joe Hill. I'm going to actually listen to the audiobook of this. So there's going to be no footage of me reading this because I'm just going to listen to the audiobook while I like play like The Sims or something. And then I will do my next roll after that. But that is what we're going to be reading, so we're going to get into that right now. Okay, so I finished The Pram by Joe Hill, and I'm going to give it 3 stars because it was like, just middle of the road horror creature, like, little short story, so it wasn't much. I don't think it was enough. That's why I didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to, but it was literally just to complete a challenge. So now that that's done, I'm going to do another roll and see what I get and see what's going to be next. So let's go ahead and do that now. So we're going to get right into that. Okay, so it's time to do our next roll since we just finished our mood read. So let's go ahead and roll again. All right. So we've got 5. All right, so we were here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so community shelf. I'm going to have to go spin my spinner wheel for that. So I will get back to y'all in a minute with what it is and what I'm going to choose for it. Okay, so I ended up on Kindle Unlimited, which I'm going to read a book that I got out a while ago called Spread by Penny Wilder. So that's the one that I'm going to be reading for this prompt. Hopefully I can finish it tonight, but I'm starting to get a little sleepy because I'm just not feeling well. But I'm going to try to finish this and then we'll see where we go from there. But let's get into the reading. Okay, so we just finished Spread by Penny Wilder, and I'm going to give it a 4-star. It was a nice, little romance. And so that's a 4-star. That's another book down. So we're about ready to do our next roll, and we're going to do that right now. Okay, so it's time for our next roll since we finished our book for the community shelf prompt. So let's go ahead and roll again and see what we get. 3. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Dice roll roulette. Oh boy. Alright, so let's do a roll and see what we get to. Okay, so 8. So 50 pages per is like about a 400-page book. Let me look that up really quick. Because I don't think I have one that's close, but let me look. Okay, so as you would probably have just seen, I did my next roll and I got Dice Roll Roulette, which I rolled an 8, which is a book that's 375 to 424. So I am going to be reading Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. It comes in at, if you count the acknowledgments and all, it comes in at 420 pages. So it's like right at the, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like right at the tail end technically. But if but it's within the range. So this is what we're going to be reading next. It's going to be kind of weird not reading like the romances that we've been reading for the last few hours, but this is what we're going to be reading. Oh, and I keep forgetting to update how much time we've been reading, but we are at 3 hours and 20 minutes read for today. So I'm going to read a little bit more and we'll see how far we get. We might just get our 4 hours done that we are supposed to do every day and not get any extra, but we shall see. But I am going to get into this and we are going to read this for however long we can read for the rest of the night. Yeah, I kind of knew I wasn't going to get that much reading done. I ended up getting like 40 some pages into the book and getting to 4 hours, but we're not going to be able to do any more tonight because I am just way too tired. I'm going to make some food and then I'm going to go to bed, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Okay, so I've decided that I'm going to end this week's video a little early, which is Friday at like 12 in the afternoon, because Dewey's 24-hour readathon is this weekend, and I am going to do it throughout Friday and Saturday, and maybe a little bit into Sunday. So, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour readathon over 3 days instead of one. So I'm going to stop this reading vlog early. So, like I said last night, I am about I'm about 51 pages into this. So I actually made a mistake last night when I told you how much I was into this. So this is going to be what we're going to be starting with for the 24-hour readathon. Probably around 2 o'clock today is when we're going to start, because I have a couple of things I need to do before I can start. But I just wanted to do a quick, ending of this video since I didn't have one yet. So, but this video is done for the week. So week 3 of Spookoplathon is down. So see y'all in the next video. Bye.